What I was interested in Yotan's presentation, as well as the others, is the way in which the peacemakers emerge from the violent situations, and the question, the focus on the 10% who become peacemakers is something that I've been very interested in. I was on the Child and Adolescent Mental Health Commission for 3 years, and it was very interesting looking at the lack of support, the lack of empathy, the way in which medical schools for an hour and a half in 5 years teach childhood mental health, and they say there's no such thing as childhood depression. Teachers get no training in spotting childhood depression, and when there is a distress or possible child abuse, they don't want to know because they're frightened of the parents. And there's a way in which the work, this excellent work that Mary was describing, it requires a recognition of the emotional dimension. And if we think about school and what school is asking more and more of the children, it's to pass exams. And what it's asking teachers more and more to do, it's to help the children pass exams. League tables, boxes, all of that. And empathy is not in that conversation. And it seems to me that where we end up with Yotan's work is that kids who, from the age of 13, really become more involved with each other and face and the idea of what it is to be a man or just to protect themselves, try and recreate a bond in the gangs, which they're missing in their families. And that there's also a kind of a vacuum in the families because the parents are so lost as to what to do with their children. They're frightened of them. There's a lot of dissonance and really difficult stuff there. And when you've got leaders like that 10%, and I've seen them, I've filmed them, and I've watched people, gang members, suddenly soften. They want our attention. And if the only way they're going to get our attention is to offend, then they'll do it. But actually, they would much rather have it for being empathetic and helping other people. And I've watched this happen. I've watched young men on probation who are the toughest guys you could possibly imagine, helping old people, helping and working in vet offices and helping disabled kids learn to swim. And they just blossom. They're in the 10%, but nobody knew it until they were given the chance. So I'm urging you that if you do have a chance to work with probation and work in prisons, you will find the 10%, but it won't be as obvious as you might think, because I've never met any of them that wasn't a potential part of that 10%. Thank you.